us for the Paranormal Rockdown. We kick off the event Friday, July 18th from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Main Street Music in Brooklyn, Wisconsin, where we feature bands Left on Red, Switchblade Saturdays, Etched in Embers, Fiction We Create, January, Again We Rise, and our headliner Green Jelly. Saturday, July 19th, starting at 11 a.m. at Broadhead Manor in Broadhead, Wisconsin, we have our Paracon featuring Dave Schrader, Sam Beltrusis, Scotty Rourke, Dustin Perry via Zoom, Sarah Lamos, Nick Simons, Kenneth Drake, Stream Beacon TV, Dark Realm TV, and over 30 more great guests you won't want to miss. We have over 40 vendors, speakers, workshops, gallery readings, and so much more. A special thank you goes out to each of our sponsors. Get your tickets before they sell out at paranormalrockdown.com, and we hope to see you at the Paranormal Rockdown.
And so, I don't... What the fuck is that? Hey. Welcome. Hey, can you say something? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Me? Yes, I can. Yes.
All right. Just making sure.
All right. Sweet.
Hey.
All right. Thank you for tonight coming for OutKast Pirate Radio podcast. My name is Chris. I'm your host tonight, and my lovely producer, Gwen Johns. And tonight we're going to have the most awesome person in the world, Shane McLean. He's going to join us tonight and everything. And so, like, last week kind of took us by surprise a little bit. Look, I'm still trying to...
There he is.
Hey, I'm still trying to debunk it, okay? Because... I did jump on earlier, when you sent me the link. And so I was seeing it like, okay, is this object or whatever going to show up, right? And it did. Like, something showed up, right? So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, it showed up. So that means, hey, Kimberly, that means that there has to be, some type of, reason. There's logic to it, right? So what I was seeing basically was pretty much where my hand is. Okay, I was seeing right here. Now,
Yep.
you see it in the back?
Yep.
Well, there's a mirror back there, and I totally forgot about it because I'm reversed, because of the
Right.
right. So now I'm wondering, if it's the reflection of the mirror.
But you know what? Look, when I first looked at it, what do you remember what I said?
Yeah, I remember what you said.
I said, look like a dog. I said,
yeah, you said it looked like.
What is that? Is that a dog?
Okay, you said it looked like a dog, right? And then
yeah.
Personally, I see a demon, facial thing, or a person that has a weird hairdo that looks like horns. Okay.
I don't know. Shane, pipe in, man.
Look, Shane don't know what to think. So that's why I'm wondering, okay, is it the reflection of the mirror? See, look, it's not doing it.
Right. But you do realize last week, Chris, your green screen was glitching out.
Okay, look, so I don't have an actual green screen. This is just, back here is just.
Yeah, the backing was glitching.
Right. So if there's someone close,
wait a minute.
It will show. So if I have my hand over here.
Let me put mine on and show you. Let me put mine on and show you. But yeah, go ahead, talk, Chris. Let me get mine up.
Yeah, so if someone's near, you know what I'm saying? It's going to show them walk back or forth or whatever, I mean, also with my hat, because my hat's dark. So it's just going to blend, try to blend in, with this digital background, that we say. So, but I really never have stuff going on over there, unless somebody's walking. If my son's coming in, it comes this way. But no one was in the room with me, So I'm just trying to figure out what.
I think.
It's like.
I think that mirror picked up something it saw that was.
Yeah, because you know why? Because before we started, the same face showed up. Like the same identical face. And it was like. And it looked like it was. Wickedly kind of smiling at me, but I'm like, okay, you know what? It just could be my eyes, But I just thought, hey, how's it going, Patrick? Man, I just thought that. Look, man, I really don't know what to think because I'm still trying to debunk it.
Well, mirrors can be portals.
Right, and I don't like mirrors, and so in the house that we lived in, the only mirrors that we had were in the bathroom, especially in my room, because in the master bedroom, because we would see shadows running. I saw my friend's, little boy running who passed away, and I'm like, what?
Well, you do know that because your computer screen is facing the opposite direction of where you are, and if your mirror is right behind it, then you have two screens right there facing each other, which could be an open and entrance for any portal.
Yeah, because where it's at, it's right there, so it's kind of from here to here. It's diagonally kind of, but no, I believe you. I I think you're really onto that. Sure. Because see, look, I'm just right here. Unless, come over here. See, but like I said,
your hat glitches. You see it?
Yeah, my hat glitches because it's a dark color, But nothing should be glitching behind me because there's nothing behind me. Do you see what I'm saying? The only time it's going to do that if there's something behind me, So look, I'm not calling it a paranormal thing. I don't want to call it that because
you're trying to debunk it. Yeah, you're trying to debunk it. That's the smart thing to do. Yeah,
because anything could do that. But I mean, to see this, that's why I was thinking, okay, there's something that's interfering back there, because why would I see the same image? And, I tried to see if I can pick it up on my, on my phone, like
Mhm.
try to like take pictures of it or whatever. But I guess when it noticed I was doing it, it just stopped. So I don't know, man. I don't know really what to do. Like at this standpoint, I'm not saying that I feel like my life is being threatened, or you know what I'm saying, or that gloom, heaviness feeling. I don't necessarily feel that at all, you know. Um, but and it has nothing to do with that. I just don't like wood roaches, okay? And because the weather's changing, we're getting these wood roaches in, So I'm more scared of the wood roaches than I am of the little demon head popping up behind me last week. Like
The dog demon.
seriously. Demon, like demon be gone, Wood roach, I can't even, hey Mort, I can't even like, step on them. Like I don't know why. I don't like them. I don't like them, and they like we have woods like 5 feet away from us, or even less than that. So they come in, through the woods, and so when bad weather's coming, like 5 or 6 of them will like start making a debut in the house. One on the wall, one got to fly across. Oh no, no, no! My cat's trying to get them, and they want to bring me a present. So I'm not saying that I'll take a demon any day, you know, but and like I said, like there's so many elements to the situation, because I
Mhm.
live right down the road from a cemetery, an old cemetery, and it's right by the bayou, and I heard that there are some bodies that are in the bayou, from the
Oh
cemetery.
yeah.
The cemetery goes way off on the side of the bayou, like into some woods and everything. Hurricane Ike hit, I want to say, what, 14, 15 years ago. And there used to be like these old tombstones that were like out, in the field, like in the cemetery on the older side. And the water basically took them away, so there's only like a few remain, near, the bank, of Cedar Bayou. But also too, like I said, a few months ago, my little nephews said that they saw like a skinwalker. They swear up and down, like my little nephew couldn't sleep for 2 nights. He was like, is it gonna follow us home? Is it gonna do this? Because we already have like weird feelings about the woods next to us. Like there's
Yes.
like this old abandoned well, and I've always felt that there was like a woman buried in that well, and it's not like getting my suspenses up, or, I've always felt that. And then I did a ITC session, with the app, and sure enough, I asked if there was a woman buried there. It said yes, and so, and whatever that was in the house, like, how do I know it's not from, the cemetery? Because this cemetery, there's been a lot of people who practice satanic rituals in the cemetery. And I'm not going to disclose the cemetery because I know the people, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hurt their business in any way, shape, or form. And, they're aware of things that have happened there, and and rituals that have taken place. So there's an old church, like the original church, that's on the grounds, and so from my understanding, it was abandoned for many years. And I guess they would use it maybe for storage or whatever. Well, these kids decided, like, hey, well, let's go in there and let's do like a satanic ritual. Supposedly this is an urban legend, but I personally have witnessed, with Katrina Cooper, spiritual medium, when we were filming, at that location, we were walking where, spirits were guiding her, and we came up upon this little kind of like this little picnic covered area. All right. So the church had a summer camp, and the summer camp was behind the church. So they had like these houses out there, where the kids can bunk and all that, and that was like a little meet and get together. Well, there wasn't any benches or anything out there. It was just like a flat concrete, and we came up on this circle, like a salt or whatever. I just remember seeing a circle, and I remember seeing black candles. They were kind of like at certain ends, which I'm assuming that was like the pentagram. And there was a bowl, and there was something in the bowl. I don't remember like what it was, but it didn't like look so hot, and I don't know, it gave me the chills. I mean, even like Katrina didn't like feel really comfortable there. So like we left. Come to find out a few days later, I bring it up to my daughter, and her friend is there. And then she tells me like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we did a satanic ritual the other night." And I'm like there? And she was
What?
like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh Lord." I'm like, "Wow." Yeah. And I mean,
I'm
she's
just
been
shaking my head.
right. I mean, she's been through a lot. She was close to her father, and then her father died suddenly.
Yeah,
And
but well, what could just drive you to just walk around the house and be like, well, I think today I'll do some satanic rituals.
Yeah,
I
Shane.
just,
I'm like, yeah.
I
What?
just, I think it was more than okay, hey, you know what? I just want to go ahead and play with the devil today. I think what it amounted to, I think it was more of her trying to possibly find herself. She had a very turmoil type of turbulent relationship with her mom,
Yeah.
and she was close with her dad. And then her dad was diagnosed with liver cancer, and he went to the he went to the hospital or whatever, and he was having issues, and then that's when they discover it. And then when he came home, he died in her arms a few days later. So it was just a lot. And then because of her father being gone, and financial strife, and then her situation with her mom, I think it was a lot for her. And so, if I'm not mistaken, like, she's the only child. So yeah, it was like, so I can just, I'm just thinking she was trying to find a place where where she could fit in. I mean, I'm not making excuses for her or anything like that. I'm just from what
There's
I
way better ways. There's way better ways to find yourself and to fit in
no no
than to
absolutely
practice it. So
no absolutely no absolutely I'm 100% with you on that. You know, I think sometimes God has people taking different courses in their life
Hmm.
to understand, the importance of a relationship, of spirituality with Christ. I've known people who practice Satanism, you know what I'm saying? And in the process of doing that, and they realize, like, whoa, I got myself too deep in. And then that reestablished, their faith in Christ. Unfortunately, it went that way, but, sometimes, I think people have to go through a journey first, before they find themselves. I mean, I think we all go through journeys.
That's
You know,
true.
some are more, more terrain than others. But sometimes you got to find yourself in a different way. Like, I have a cousin who is a minister, and he lives his life for Christ. And he's always helping people. But before that, he was a gang member. He was a drug dealer. He lost his kids because of drugs. And he got his life right with God, to get his kids back. And, you know, God just opened so many doors of opportunity for him, and he is just, so humbled and mercy, just so, you know what? I can't even explain Robbie. Robbie's just he's a great guy, and and he just had surgery on his leg recently. So prayers out for him.
Yes.
But he went through a cycle, to get him to where he is, and some of his friends, Doc Amy, he's a minister too, and he was on the wrong side of the tracks, and now he's on the right side of the tracks, and he uses his experiences, to talk to at-risk youth, like, hey man, it's not worth it, to vandalize things, to be out all hours of the night, because we all know bad things happen. I tell my son that all the time, man. When worse things happen, man, it's at night. I've seen some things I wish I would have never seen that happen at night. On the road, bad car accidents. People drinking, having a good time, and escalating, and to like unnecessary violence and all that. Hey, what's going on, Nathaniel?
Nate.
What's up, Nate Dog? So I mean, life's a journey, right? So what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And I hope that she will turn her life around. If she hasn't already, because
So did you get to look at your stuff last week? See what he thought?
Nathan, you said Nathaniel. Yeah, I reached out to him and asked.
I think that's
he's
what he
busy.
just messaged.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, it showed back up. Like, it showed back up.
It was bizarre.
Right before the show, right before we did this. So I'm just waiting for it to show up again, and like, that is just weird. So that's why when it showed up again, I'm like, okay, there's a reason why it's showing up. So let me go look. And I don't know.
Well, let's see if it shows up again tonight.
Who knows? But I mean, I don't know why it's here. And and also too, like, I've been on this, how when you're on a trip sometimes where, you binge watch, because basically I work remotely from home, so like I'll put like the paranormal files on, or they just pop up on YouTube, right? And it says like, warning, like, don't watch this, if you think something's gonna like, jump into your house.
I'm watching that now about the Jim Jones church.
Yes, yeah, I was watching it, but I'm like halfway through it, maybe, so forth, because I just got busy.
Busy? What is that?
I know, man.
Let's see. I'm told that I run around with Mach 3 with my hair on fire all the time. Sounds about right. I know. I'm sorry. She's a diva. She has to be on camera. She's just laying there.
Yeah. So Nathan, yeah. So that's the first thing I thought. Like, okay, well, it's because it's it's a digital screen, right? So as you see, it's my hat's dark. It just blends in, right, and so forth, like that. I mean, even with the light on, it was like the same thing. But, nothing shows up unless I put my hand back there, And if I'm not mistaken, my face was not too close from it. I think I was like right here.
No, you were like right there. I wish. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. You sent it to me last. You send me like a picture, or was it just a video?
I think I may have sent you both. I know I sent you a video.
Yeah, it's bizarre, Nathaniel. It's very bizarre.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I said it was a dog.
Look, it could have been. It like
Well,
look,
I
it
just
kind of looked like it
glanced.
changed a little bit. Like, because I'm thinking like, okay, is it like a stuffed animal in the back? And but like we said, we found out right?
Yeah.
Mirror back there. So what is this mirror picking up?
Yeah. Like Shane said, your
No.
screen and then the mirror, that's a portal. That is absolutely a portal. That's one of the things that when we go into a home or any kind of place that we look for. I know Shane has this huge list, which is awesome, by the way. But yeah, it's bizarre. We're gonna figure it out.
Look,
It'd be
man.
nice to,
Look, I'm all like looking around. Look, I don't like wood roaches. Hey, Kimberly, I don't like wood roaches, man. And I'm just like looking around because I don't know when they're gonna come up. You know. All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that, Nate.
he'll
Dogg.
work on it.
Thank you, Nate.
He's busy. He has a show later too, you know.
I know. And you know what? I was so busy, I thought today was Tuesday. And so you sent me that link. And I was like, damn.
Well, I will tell the tale. Today I was preparing for our weekend in Savannah. And then other stuff that's coming up. And I tried to send it several times and I don't know why it didn't go. And then I get home in my yard and my phone starts ding, 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 like I haven't gotten Facebook stuff most of the day. And I was like, what? So then I sent it again and it went. So I apologize. You guys know I usually send it way early.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's all good.
It's been, yeah. Thought it was Thursday.
Yeah,
I was about to have no shows today.
Look, man, I was like, damn, like, I was like, did I forget? Because I just been so busy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking, like, you know, as we're speaking, right, I'm thinking, like, man, I have all that Indian product that I have to make graphics for. You know, like, how am I going to do this? Am I going to, like, do the slide? Thank God for Canva because it makes it so much easier. You know, like, am I going to do a video? Am I going to do, like, a slide? Like, how am I going to get
Have you tried
people-
the new features?
No.
Try just playing when you have time some of the new features. I stay so back to back that I hadn't got to it yet. So
Well, that's the thing too, because like I'm like every time we get new inventory in, you know, I'm like making, you know, an ad for it, a digital ad, because we don't want things sitting on the shelf. We want them rotating, you know. So the best thing to do that is make ads and like, you know, share it locally and everything like that. So
oh yeah. Well, Shane, I know you can't see it in the thing that says Shane. I haven't heard you speak once. How are you, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. And then, you know, I'm just listening to everything that's going on, you know, and I mean, you know, because there was a lot that went on last week there. So, but I'm good though, brother. I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'll tell you what my theory is, and this may be, you know, it's like an opinion. Everybody's got a, you know what I'm saying, but I think some of the stuff that was being talked about and the mirror and the portal because it was in front of a computer and just because crap happens here, we have gremlins and other stuff. I think you probably very likely saw something.
look, man, like I'm like tempted, you know, but I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like turn on, hey Christy, turn on like, you know, an ITC app.
Do it.
To
I mean,
see
Shane,
like what
you
comes
good?
through, you know, and maybe
You never
it'll
know.
show right back up, and then
What were we doing
look,
when
I'm not
it popped
inviting
up?
guys. I'm not like inviting like, hey, come on over,
No.
or anything like that. Just what exists, you know. Here, what did you say?
What were you doing right when it happened? Do you remember?
Oh
Did you
yes,
have the ITC?
I was talking about the time where I had a gun pointed to me, and you know, I saw my whole life flash in front of my eyes.
Wait, did you have one of your devices on? I thought you did.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay. I remember wrong. I'm reading the message. Nate's making me smile. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Nate. I try hard, guys. I really do.
No, that's okay. No, because I have used like, you know, the devices, you know, so.
Yep.
I'm just trying to find here. You know what? We'll just do this. Open Spirit Talker. Now, look, people have mixed reviews about this, but I don't know, man. There's been like really some coincidental things using it. Like
I got you. The only one I honestly recommend myself. Now we use other ones just to see. The only one that I know I can hear things with nothing on, with my own ears, because I do hear things. As me and Chris have had this, we've seen stuff about each other, but I can hear the same voice with my ears that sometimes comes through Necrophonic. So that's my app of choice.
I'm telling you, I use Spirit Talker. I use Spirit Talker and Necrometer.
I don't like the Necrometer so much.
Oh,
I don't
man,
know why.
no. Yeah, but listen. If you guys are not setting your phones on airplane mode,
No, that is a must. Anytime anybody investigates with me, like last weekend, I had my own cabin that I was doing. Before they even walked up, I said, you got to have it either off or on airplane mode. That is a must. So, and mine was, let's see what. If you try an ITC app in your house, ensure that set boundaries. True. Set your boundaries. I got you. Set your boundaries, Chris. We know how to do that. She knows how.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. But look, you see it moving? What the hell is that? That's the mirror.
I'll affect everything.
It said, I'll affect everything. Did you hear that? Oh, damn, where'd she go? Dude, it just said, I'll affect everything. Where did you go?
Yeah, I said set boundaries, and the dang thing kicked me all the way off. I had to go back in.
Yeah, because I was calling on Archangel, Michael the Archangel for blue light and Christ consciousness. Yep. That's why I was like, kind of silent.
It kicked me all the way off.
And it said, I'll affect everything, and then you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
You were gone.
Yes, happens.
Well said, Nathan. Look, I need to try that. I need to get that.
Which one is it? Hold on. The M2 is.
Okay, so I'm going to move. Look, see, like, there's stuff coming.
It looks to me like it's glitching on that side. I mean, that's just what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
it looks like
it looks like to me it's glitching too. I love Necrophonic as well, Thomas. It's probably like the best that I've used because I get different results in different locations. It's never like, the same.
The DR60.
It said Julian. It said we have power. It said Julian. Okay, so Julian is my wife's former student that was killed a few years ago. He was murdered. He was shot like 6 times.
Oh, well. Yeah, sorry, the messages are being weird, guys. Everything's being weird now. I mean, I got kicked all the way out, not just booted.
I'll affect everything. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I test apps in my house from YouTube channel, so I always ensure to tell folks that it's very important if you do not want things coming in and staying. No, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Like here, like it's really haunted, like a lot of stuff happened. A lot of family members have died on this property,
My name is Edward.
My name is Edward. My grandfather was named Edward. But also, too, like you said, it's like a vortex because that's what it looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? It looked like a vortex, even though, like, yes, the whole glitching part. Well, what is the glitching? Like, I mean, I understand all this is glitching,
Right.
But if I'm not moving, and all of a sudden it starts glitching from behind, And see, and it started. Listen,
Concentrate.
said concentrate.
And you were concentrating.
Yeah. So I mean, my thing is like, what? Why are you here? I'm gonna ask that. Why are you here?
I definitely don't think it was a demon, though.
I don't feel that it was. And yes, quantum. Like I'm a big believer in quantum physics, especially when it comes to energy. And dimensions and everything like that. And I do believe that that was just another dimension, that we witnessed last week. Like
That
my wife and I, we've witnessed where we have driven down the road, and we saw a security guard go around, the block, right? And then right when we see that security guard go around the block, we just see him again in the parking lot. Like how did that happen?
I have weird stuff happen often like that.
So Shane, so in your opinion, like what do you like how would you explain that, spiritually? Like, when we have deja vu, like I look, man, I really don't believe that the brain, sees it first before we do it. Said candles.
In psychology, deja vu not only happens because it's not just a place that you haven't been or you've been. It can also be in your dreams. So if you've ever dreamed about a place that you're unfamiliar with and then you run into that can cause a case of deja vu too, like you've been there before, even though you can't explain how or why you've been there.
Right.
But you can definitely do that through your dreams too.
See, when you're talking, that's when it starts glitching. Did you see my whole lens move? I didn't move. My whole lens completely, because it has like the AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking, something was manifesting in the back, and it shifted my camera.
Mm.
I mean, it's AI, so it picks up. It has a sensor, so it picks up. Because now the newer software does that, right? And all. So what is it picking up? Because why would it move my whole lens? It should have not panned all the way down, all the way left, all the way right, unless I'm moving. See, it's coming. It's man. You see it glitching again.
Mm-hmm.
And
13.
13. So see, if you see my hat glitching, it's glitching differently from my hat.
Oh, something's there. It looks like something is there.
Oh, something's there, Mom. Is that you? I mean, she's up there in her clock earnings. So
Beard.
a beard.
What?
It said beard. I don't know, man. It's weird. Yeah, because look, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of got a little, not scared, but like, do I really want to turn this black screen on? Do I just want to just like, just post my photo up because I don't know what's gonna, come up. Well, bless you too.
Yeah, I was sneezing. You guys, it's been one of those. Yeah. But bless you too. Yes.
Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. May 13. That's your birthday. Oh, okay. Sweet. Sweet.
Well, I saved a picture. Now, if I can get my computer to cooperate, I just kind of screenshotted it, but I don't know if I can get. I'm gonna try to get it up so it may glitch me out again. So give me a minute. You guys do your thing.
You talk about birthdays. My birthday is 7/27/77. I was born 7 pounds 7 ounces at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Oh wow, yeah. I was born 9/27, 1976 at 6:45 in the morning. 6 pounds. Okay, you know what? There's like too many sixes in there, so we're not even going to talk about that. I don't think my birthday's on a demon birthday or anything like that. But here I am, like, hey, 76. There's too many sixes in there. So, tell me, how do you feel about our current situation today in America, and how it coincides with, the Book of Revelations?
William.
Well, not only the book of Revelations, but the book of Second Timothy, chapter 3. It says, just know in the last days there'll be perilous times. And it gives a description of people that there is, I mean, you can almost put a face behind each classification. And this was years and years ago that was put on. But, the Bible tells us to be aware of these things, to know when these things, to keep alert with these things, because they're going to happen. And I mean, look at the turmoil and everything that's going all over the world. Jesus said in Matthew 24, he said that there will be earthquakes and great famines. And he said, I mean, there's so many things, that people will come in my name. I mean, look how many times that's happened. And I think everything that the Bible, listen to this, brother. The Bible has over 2,500 prophecies. 2,000 of those prophecies have already been fulfilled. There are 357 messianic prophecies that came true. So we are living in a time to where if you really are able to study and see what's going on, then that we are in the time of the end times, because my grandparents thought it. I'm sure several people thought it, but things have gotten
Hey Shane, it said had enough. Before that it said William, which I had a cousin named William who was tragically killed in a car accident. I know he comes from time to time, but anyway, yeah. So when you're talking about this and being so, passionate, is saying had enough. There's totally agreeing with you. That's how I feel. That it is. But okay, continue. Sorry about that.
No, but I mean, we're living in those times, I mean, you think the Bible says that lawlessness will increase and the love of others will grow cold. And that's happening everywhere, and you can see it. I mean, just look at the anxiousness of people, the angriness of people, the rebellion of people. Look at the things that are happening, and these are things that were prophesied thousands of years ago, and it's happening before our eyes. So that's why when this stuff happens, anybody that studies true theology and religion knows that we are in those days for that to happen. Things aren't getting better, they're getting worse. The only way that things are going to get better is if we unite and we come together and we really try to make a difference and put a mark in this world.
Shane, you're talking about this, right? And I saw something glitch in the back, and it said, "You saw me."
It said what?
It said, "You saw me." So you're talking about, about the Book of Revelations, right? as you're talking about this, something is manifesting in the back, and it just said after, and then it said, "You saw me."
Mm.
So, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No,
I just think these
it's
are like
fine.
some good notes in the sense, you know, you wouldn't touch a DR60. Look, oh, Kimberly, Joe, we're cool. We're cool because we're born September 27th. Oh, look at that. Another Libra. That
I'm
we
a
have.
Leo.
You're a Leo? What are you, Gwen?
Sagittarius.
Okay.
A little different.
Look, I don't know about the whole like horoscope thing. All I know is I'm a balancing skills.
Yeah, I don't do that
That's
as well.
it. Like if you tell me all I know is that I'm balanced, I probably procrastinate, which I can do that. I love everyone. October 13th. I think that's my son's birthday is October 13th.
I'm catching up because when I was getting the picture, I had the picture. If you guys want to see it, let me show all the messages.
Chrissy, I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree with you on that. Look, beware of your surroundings, and it said hide. I don't know if you can see it. It said hide. You know?
All right.
But
sorry, Paranormal Rockdown, that's Chris. He tunes in.
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, thank you. Thank you for like joining today.
Yep.
Nah, but now we're seeing things happen in America that we've never seen before, and regardless if people agree with it or not, it's really taking a toll on, the human psyche, the mind, the soul, like as you said, people don't care. They care about me. I see it on social media all the time. Like if somebody is on their, is having a hardship or whatever, instead of giving words of encouragement, neither they'll, harass or abuse or make fun of the situation. That's what I'm talking about. Like, how did that even manifest? But anyway, yeah. So this is what was
that's what came up
last week. Yes, and if you put it in slow motion,
I can protect you.
It said it can protect me. Like, look, man, Jesus can protect me. My Lord Jesus Christ. I don't know about you. Hey,
exactly.
Pam, how's it going? Thank you for
that's
joining.
What it is. That's what it is. It took me a minute to take the video, so.
No, but
that's weird.
It is weird, because I'm thinking, like, what is it? Like, I had one friend's like, hey, doesn't it look like Freya, like the goddess, And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't she like a deity?
Bye.
It said bye, like BYE, like bye. Hey, so Pam, if you just stepped in, basically what we're talking about, what happened to me last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, humans will be. We are our own demise. My grandmother said years. She's like, I'm telling you, computers are going to be the downfall of America. It's going to be the downfall of the world. Computers are going to destroy mankind, human mankind. And like she was saying this like when Nintendo came out and like a Tandy computer. So for her, man, I'm doing great. But like I said, we were having some issues last week. Something showed up in that little face there.
Can we show it again?
Behind me, yeah, absolutely.
All right, let me get up there.
It said there's a shapeshifter. Shapeshifter.
Well,
what? Look, man, never a dull moment on
never.
Pirate Radio. Never. Now, there's a shapeshifter. No shit. Like, I don't know this woman. A man, I don't know. This is what it looks like. It looks like a Norse woman, or like a German woman that have like
All right,
some.
Shane, you're not piping in. Tell us what you think it looks like. Whatever it is, tell us what it
It's
looks like
hard.
to you.
It's really hard to tell, guys. I mean, like
It is.
I can see where you guys are coming from, but you know,
Mhm.
my first rule in all paranormal is debunk everything obvious first. So I mean, it would take a while to sit there because trying to recreate something like that.
Mhm.
Once you can't recreate it or do it over again, then you can look at paranormal and stuff like that.
Right. Well, that's what we were trying to see if it would do something or if
Yeah,
that would happen again.
and it said cry. So I don't know what that means, but yeah, like I'm like looking right, and I'm trying to figure out what could make that, because I forgot too that there are mirrors up here as well, you know, but
Mhm.
still,
Because if you look at it, it is at an angle. It is at an angle. So the way that if you look, I mean, it is at an angle, so that can come off a side view of a
yeah,
mirror.
but
So it could have come off. It could have been a reflection of something else that was in another mirror too.
yeah, but see, like that's the only mirror, you know. So how
Hmm.
it is, how the mirror is, like okay, so from here, okay, like I can't even explain it, but like let's just do like here's us, right? Here's us. And then here's the mirror. All right, here, put it on this way. Here's the mirror. So it's not aligned. It is sideways, but not like that. You see how there's like that sharp top
Hang on, let me take that
lines?
down a minute. Do it again.
Yeah. Look, man, they will get you. Like they will get you. Like what? But anyway, yeah, so that's what doesn't make sense to me. How is there that line that's almost as a 40, not a 45-degree angle, but it's not congruent to what it should be over there, 3D wise,
Right.
two-dimensional wise. To
Right.
me, that it shows me that looks like that is like some type of vortex, opening. Let's just say if it's supernatural, a
Black
vortex.
hair.
Said black hair.
My hair's not black. I
No.
okay. Pam is asking, Chris, do you feel more paranoid since this happened? Nervous?
Um, I feel okay. So that night that it happened, I slept like a baby.
Hmm.
You know,
Does somebody have a
where
dog that's whining?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
that's Ouija. She wants to come in here, but she can't because
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah, she'll be wanting loving, and you know,
I got you. I just was hearing something weird, so
yeah. My apologies, my apologies.
no, it's
But yeah,
okay.
but like when Shane was speaking, I've
Mhm.
noticed that when Shane speaks, something starts to manifest. So whatever, like your words is neither like making this manifest. Yes, yes, Pam. Yes, absolutely. My sleeping pattern is basically off most of the time,
Mhm.
because my son stays up late, so we can hear him in the other room. So, and we get up like at, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work and everything. So, I go and drop off my wife, take care of some errands, go and help her out, and then I come back home and work from here. So, I mean, so I'm constantly working. Like after we get off this, I'll
Please move forward.
please move forward.
Hmm.
But what I will be doing soon tomorrow, I will be looking at this video. Yeah, like Christy, it's yeah, it. I've heard that there's a strong presence when people are around me. They can feel something around me, like they can feel like an energy shift. And you're absolutely right. Chrissy, on that. And yeah, I've been trying to get that resolved in in certain ways, prayer and all that. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like for years I've been dealing with this, and I put it on the wayside because look, man, I know how I feel. Yeah, probably. Christy says your life flashing before you, uh, bring you comfort and peace, and that's probably what it was because when I was talking about it, I was really into it. I was really into talking about that personal experience, and that could have manifested that too. Because when I noticed like with the Havlin Nicola, like when you concentrate on things, when you're talking or you're feeling compassionate, like your words come out of the box, of the audio box through necrophonic, so I mean, to me, I mean, those are your brainwave frequencies that are being, picked up. And yeah,
Found yourself, yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. But like I said, strange things happen over here, not all the time, but like I said, a lot of people have died here. There's a lot of history of the land of the Native Americans. We're not too far from like Cedar Bayou, but also to that cemetery that's less than 30 seconds away, from us, with the history, and everything like that. And the Bywater, it's just like a perfect opportunity. Not counting that we have salt domes underneath us, and they pump water. So, and we have limestone and everything. So, it's just like a perfect storm, for paranormal activity over here.
Mm.
Yeah, and so we just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not bad as it was. Breaking wheel. It's not as bad as it was like living in the Blue House, in Bay Oaks Harbor. That was just you walked in, you can feel the heaviness on your chest.
Yeah.
You feel like you can't breathe, having, issues or whatever. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. Guess where
She
I
said,
am.
"Guess
I don't
where I
even know
am."
what you're guess where I Yeah, it said guess where I am. Like I don't know where you're at. I don't want to guess. But
Yeah, let's not be guessing there.
I gotta sleep tonight. Like I'm gonna be here by myself. Until my wife gets home from work. So, but no,
Yeah,
I'm not.
limestone is.
Yes, and just over here, like I said, I mean, there's so much, and then it rained a lot. It rained for like 3 days, 3 or 4 days here.
Pam is kind of a good
Last time I
question.
done a cleansing was about a few weeks ago. So I did like
But have you done my kind of cleansing?
yes,
Yeah, I
actually
think you
I
need
burned
to.
yes frankincense.
That's
Um,
one part. That's one part. I'm talking the entire thing.
I don't look. I cannot find myrrh for some odd reason. You know,
I,
um,
I, I didn't say no. Use frankincense. Frankincense is a fragrance that was pleasing to God. That's why I was
right.
laid at Jesus' feet. Frankincense and myrrh, they're two very distinct things. Myrrh is used for clearing, and frankincense is used for cleansing.
Yeah. So I have frankincense. I've been burning frankincense a lot in the house every day. Actually, I was burning frankincense
Are you putting
next
the
day was
intention
messing
behind it?
up.
Are you putting the intention prayer behind it? When I burn frankincense, I release any and all negative energy in and around this place, and I replace it with the light, love, peace, and protection of God.
Yes, I pray.
We will make a noise.
We will make a noise. That's what it said. It said, I am family. I'm with family. We'll make a noise. Yeah, how can I say so as you know, like my son's on the spectrum, right?
Hmm.
And so I really do feel that whatever is around does affect him. in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? He's more, it's like everything's an argument with him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thank you for that info, Chrissy. Everything is everything's trying. It's very turbulent. Why is it turbulent? Is it turbulent because there's something attached to him too? Because see, he has that gift as well. Like he can see spirits. He sees them a lot more than I see them. Have I helped him develop it? Not really, because now he's being more conditioned in his environment. But at the same time, it's like up, up,
Up.
up. I said up. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. It was just, yeah, no, he does. He really needs a cleansing. He really does. And and he may be up for it, but at the same time, it's like when I showed him that picture, and I'm like, look, you see this? This could be affecting you. It could be affecting the whole family. This could be coming from the,
She's coming.
she's coming. Did y'all hear
Is
that?
your wife on the way home?
I have the car, so unless her aunt's picking her up, but I mean it's too early for her to close right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. It looked like somebody came into the driveway. I don't think it's her. I think it's probably my son. But anyway. But yeah. And I do believe that, that type of energy can affect him. So he looks at it, right? And he's like, at first he doesn't know what to think about it. First he didn't believe me until I showed him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I showed him, he was like, I don't believe in demons. And I'm like, well, what do you expect? What do you think this is? This can be affecting all of us. And he's like, I don't believe that's affecting me. I don't believe it's affecting anything. So, but I know in the back of his mind, he's wondering, he just doesn't know where to place it and everything.
True. I think he probably is an empath.
He can. Look, it's so weird. He has trouble with emotions. How can I say? Relating to people.
Mm-hmm.
He lacks empathy a little bit. It said Josh, which my nephew, his name is Josh, and he lives on the property grounds. He lives over there. Or he probably walked in the door. Who knows?
True. Hey, you guys, it's a little bit after.
Oh yeah, it is.
Time.
See? Look at that. See, we were trying to listen to stuff and all that. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry, probably the last time, the end of this session or whatever was dragging a little bit, but yeah, we just don't know really what that was. But I definitely will review over tonight's show and see what was coming through when Shane was talking about the book of Revelations, because like I said, it just seems like when Shane was talking, especially when it was about scripture, that's when it started to manifest in the back. That's when that glitching started happening. So it's going to be interesting. And thank you so much. And tune in for the next show with Nathaniel LL.
9:30.
9:30.
Well, my time. It'll be in 25 minutes. So yeah, there you go.
Go now.
Look, it just
don't
says,
go.
Please don't go now.
Well, you don't have to go, but I do. So.
No, I know I'm going to, because showtime is over.
There you
I
go.
appreciate everyone watching thank you so much.
You. Thank you, Shane, for coming.
All
right, guys. Thank you guys
so
for having me.
All right, y'all have a great one.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.